Before going into this movie, I found out that the producers of this movie are the same producers of the John Wick series. And after walking out of this movie, I realized that there are a lot of similarities in this movie to John Wick. And that got me thinking, what if this movie is actually a prequel to John Wick, and John Wick is a descendant of the main protagonist here in this movie? Nah, they wouldn't do that, right? Right? So Sisu is a brand new film that kind of came out of nowhere. The film is produced by the same company who produced the John Wick series, and the film stars a cast of people whose names I have absolutely no idea how to pronounce. So, I'm going to post their names right here. Yeah, here. Boom, there you go. The film takes place during the end of World War II. A solitary prospector crosses paths with Nazis during a retreat to northern Finland. And now our protagonist goes on a blood-fueled rampage killing Nazis, basically. Once you walk out of the theater after finishing this movie, you'll realize this movie is basically John Wick. You have this unstoppable brute force who refuses to die, and he just wants to put the past behind him, but these group of new enemies come together and they kill or take something of his, and this guy just goes on an absolute insane rampage, killing a bunch of people within his vicinity. Which leads me into the kills. Now, the kills in this movie, they are satisfying. However, I don't think they're as clever or as unique as the kills in the John Wick series, but here, you know, they're satisfying enough. They're cool. They're fine. You know, nothing really extravagant. Actually, you know what? There are two scenes that I thought was actually pretty damn cool. One was the minefield scene. You'll know when it happens, and the very end of the movie. I thought those two kills were pretty crazy. But compared to the rest of the kills throughout the movie, it's fine. You know, nothing really too wild or wacky. I will say, I did enjoy the production designs and the sets. The movie does a great job at creating the environments after the events of World War II. And the entire movie is not just pure damage destruction after the events. There are some beautiful landscapes where it's just open land. And I thought those scenes looked pretty amazing. I have to give them their props on that. The acting was good all around. No one really stood out to me in this movie. I don't think folks should go into this expecting some Academy Award-winning performance. But overall, given the plot of this movie and how simple it is, you know, the acting is fine. It works for the movie. It works. Also, for our main protagonist, his name is Corpy. Well, technically, it's Atami Corpy. Like I said, I'm horrible with names. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm going to call him Corpy. Now, Corpy, as cool and as intimidating as he was, he kind of is John Wick. Well, not exactly. I feel like he kind of lacks the charm of John Wick, but when it comes to that vicious and brutal force, yeah, he definitely delivers. But as a protagonist, he's fine. I know it's something I'm kind of giving this movie crap, but I promise you I'm not. I just don't have too much to say about this movie. This movie is just a simple, dumb, fun, stuff your face with popcorn type film. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. This movie also has good pacing. It's only 90 minutes long, so you're kind of jumping right into the story. And when it starts, and it's pretty entertaining. However, with that good pacing, there is something they do in this movie that may come across the nitpick, but personally, I just didn't like that. And what that were the title cards. Now, like I said, this movie is only 90 minutes long, right? So there was like a total of 6 title cards saying chapter 1 this, chapter 2 this, chapter 3 that. But each chapter was so short, it almost felt kind of irrelevant to have this many chapters. Again, this is just a personal nitpick of mine. I don't think it ruined the movie for me, but it just kind of felt unnecessary, you know. With this movie being only 90 minutes long, with having 6 chapters, each chapter was like, what, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and the longest one maybe have been 20. I just felt that you didn't really need that many chapters given the runtime of this film. That's just me. Also, towards the middle act, something happens to Corpy, and it got me thinking, there is no way you could have survived it. Like, that is actually humanly impossible. And it involves a scene where he's at the gas station. Once it gets there, you'll know. And then I realized, then again, John Wick has survived situations in which he should have died many, many times. But he didn't. So, hey, maybe he is. Maybe he is John Wick's long-lost grandfather. Who knows? But in the end, Sisu, it's a fun movie. I don't think anyone should go in with any high-leveled expectations or going in expecting some Academy Award winning performances. I also don't think you should go in with the mindset of saying this is a John Wick knockoff, even though there are a lot of similarities to John Wick. Just kind of turn your brain off, eat some popcorn, watch the movie, and decide for yourself. So plugging Sisu into the rank system, I'm going to place this movie into the pass zone. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought of Sisu. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think this movie is secretly a prequel to John Wick? Let me know down in the comment section below, and I will see you all in the next one.
After working up the nerve, almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on the job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage. When your guide was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press, it's what the message advised. What's the threat behind the vest is where the testament lies.